Why do people stare at Sigma males, those enigmatic figures who seem to captivate without effort? It's a question that lingers in the air, as persistent as the gazes fix upon them. Because, as a thumbnail declares, why people stare at Sigmas is a mystery worth unraveling. Some men demand attention with booming voices or flashy displays, commanding the room like a lion roaring for dominance. Others, though, wield a quieter power, a presence that doesn't shout but whispers, drawing eyes like moths to a flame. These are the Sigma males, the lone wolves who drift through life on their own terms, unbothered by the clamor of the pack. They don't chase validation or bow to convention, and yet the world can't look away. It's not just curiosity that pulls the stare, it's something deeper, almost primal. Picture a man standing apart at a crowded event. He's not networking furiously or performing for approval, but simply existing, a still point in a swirling storm of social noise. People notice. They wonder, is he aloof, confident, dangerous? The mind races to fill the void left by his silence, crafting stories about who he might be. Psychologists might point to this as a twist on the spotlight effect, where the one who shuns attention becomes the brightest object in view, not because he seeks it, but because he defies the script everyone else follows. Society trains us to crave recognition, to play the game of status and approval. Yet here's a man who ups out and thrives. That defiance fascinates. It unnerves. It's as if he's cracked a code the rest of us are still fumbling to understand. His indifference isn't a mask or a ploy. It's a state of being, a quiet rebellion that turns heads without a single word. Some might call it charisma. Others might call it a challenge. But one thing is certain. Sigma males provoke a reaction they don't even seem to notice. So what drives this magnetic pull? Is it awe at their self-sufficiency, unease at their unpredictability, or simply the allure of a puzzle that refuses to be solved? Let's dive into the 10 undeniable reasons why people can't stop staring at Sigma males, reasons that reveal as much about them as they do about us. Stick around as we explore this phenomenon right here on the Sigma male community. 1. Magnetic presence. Sigma males possess a magnetic presence that's impossible to ignore. They don't barge into a room demanding attention with loud words or grand gestures. Quite the opposite. Their quiet confidence and subtle strength create an aura that pulls people toward them naturally, like moths to a flame. It's not about what they say or do. It's about who they are at their core, radiating a calm certainty that commands notice. What makes this magnetism so potent is its rarity in a world obsessed with noise. Everyone else is shouting for validation, posting their lives online, or chasing approval through flashy displays. Sigma males sidestep all of that. They don't need to prove anything to anyone, and that self-assuredness stands out like a beacon. It's a silent power that doesn't beg for attention but gets it anyway, because authenticity always cuts through the clutter. Picture a lion lounging in the savannah. It doesn't need to roar or chase after prey to prove its dominance. Its mere existence demands respect. That's the Sigma male in any setting, whether a crowded party or a quiet street. They walk in, and heads turn, not because they are trying, but because their presence carries a weight that's felt instinctively. It's raw, unfiltered, and utterly captivating. 2. Enigmatic nature. There's something about Sigma males that's hard to pin down, and that's exactly what makes them so intriguing. They don't play by society's rules or wear their hearts on their sleeves. Instead, they keep their thoughts and motives close, leaving others to wonder what's really going on behind those steady eyes. This enigmatic quality turns them into a living puzzle, one that people can't help but want to solve. This mystery isn't an act, it's a byproduct of their independence. Sigma males don't feel the need to explain themselves or fit into anyone's expectations, which throws people off balance. Are they distant because they don't care, or are they just lost in their own world? That uncertainty sparks curiosity, drawing others in like a moth to a flickering light. The less they reveal, the more you want to know, and that's where their allure lies. Think of a locked treasure chest buried deep in the ocean. You don't know what's inside, but the very fact that it's hidden makes you desperate to find out. Sigma males are that chest, complex, guarded, and endlessly fascinating. Every interaction offers a glimpse, but never the full picture, keeping you hooked on the chase to understand them better. 3. Observer effect. Psychologists have a term for what Sigma males trigger, the observer effect. It's when something, or someone, becomes hyper-noticeable simply because it doesn't fit the mold. Sigma males don't follow the social script. They don't laugh at the right times or chase the same goals as everyone else. That refusal to conform makes them stand out, amplifying their presence in a way that's almost scientific. This effect flips the usual social game on its head. Most people blend into the crowd, tweaking their behavior to match the room's vibe. Sigma males don't bother. Their indifference to the rules makes everyone else hyper-aware of them, watching, wondering, and analyzing. It's not that they are trying to be different, they just are, and that authenticity creates a ripple that's impossible to ignore. Imagine a single black sheep grazing among a sea of white ones. It's not doing anything special, just existing, but every eye is drawn to it because it breaks a pattern. That's the Sigma male in any group. They don't seek the spotlight, but their uniqueness thrusts it upon them, making them a focal point without even lifting a finger. 4. Rejection of social norms. Sigma males don't just ignore society's rules. They reject them outright, and that defiance is a huge part of their draw. They don't care about climbing corporate ladders, chasing trends, or fitting into neat little boxes. They carve their own path, living life on their terms, and that unapologetic freedom makes them both admired and envied by those still tethered to the system. This rejection isn't loud or rebellious in the traditional sense. It's quiet and deliberate. Sigma males aren't out to burn the world down. They simply opt out of its games. That choice resonates deeply because it exposes how much of life is spent chasing hollow expectations. Seeing someone thrive outside those constraints is inspiring, even intoxicating, and it forces others to question why they are still playing along. Picture a lone figure walking away from a crowded city, heading into the wild with nothing but a pack and a purpose. Society calls them crazy, but secretly wishes they had the guts to do the same. Sigma males are that figure, rebels by nature, not by noise. Their courage to ditch the script makes them magnetic, pulling in anyone who's ever dreamed of breaking free. 5. Intrigue through indifference. Here's where Sigma males really shine. They don't care what you think, and that indifference is what makes them so intriguing. While others scramble to impress, tweaking their outfits, their words, their Instagram feeds, Sigma males couldn't care less about the applause. They are not rude or dismissive. They just don't need your approval, and that lack of desperation is a breath of fresh air. This trait flips the usual power dynamic. In a world where validation is currency, Sigma males are millionaires who don't spend a dime. Their self-sufficiency is magnetic because it's so rare. Most people are subtly, or not so subtly, fishing for praise. When someone doesn't play that game, it's disarming and alluring, leaving you wondering how they got so free. Think of a cat strolling through a room full of eager dogs. The dogs wag their tails, begging for attention, while the cat just keeps walking, unbothered. That cool detachment makes a cat the most interesting one there. Sigma males are the cats of the human world, self-contained, indifferent, and endlessly captivating because of it. Hey, you, watching this on the Sigma Male Community channel, let's take a quick break from the list and talk about why you're here. Maybe you see a bit of yourself in these traits, or maybe you're just curious about this whole Sigma male vibe. Either way, you're not here by chance. You're drawn to something bigger, something that says life doesn't have to be about following the herd or chasing likes. This isn't just a breakdown of Sigma males, it's a mirror for you to look into. What parts of this resonate? What rules are you ready to ditch? Keep that in mind as we roll into the next 5 points. This is your journey to 6. Powerful indifference. If there's one trait that defines a Sigma male strength, it's a powerful indifference. They don't give a damn about fitting in, being liked, or ticking society's boxes, and that's not a weakness, it's a superpower. This isn't apathy, it's a deliberate choice to prioritize their own values over external noise, and it makes them unshakable. This indifference comes from a deep well of self-confidence. Sigma males know who they are and what they are worth, so they don't waste energy seeking confirmation from the crowd. In a culture where everyone's begging for a thumbs up, literal or figurative, their refusal to play along is both rare and riveting. It's a quiet rebellion that screams louder than any protest. Imagine a towering mountain in the middle of a raging storm. The wind howls, the rain pounds, but the mountain doesn't flinch. It just stands there, solid and unmoved. That's a Sigma male's indifference, a rock-solid core that weathers the chaos of opinions and trends, drawing all from anyone watching. 7. Reason for tension. People can't stop staring at Sigma males, and it's a cocktail of emotions driving those looks: admiration, intimidation, confusion, You name it. They admire the confidence that lets them walk alone. They're intimidated by a freedom they can't grasp, and they are baffled by someone who doesn't fit the script. It's a mess of feelings that keeps all eyes locked on them. This attention isn't always comfortable. Sigma males often find themselves misunderstood, pegged as aloof or arrogant when they are just being themselves. But they don't let it faze them. It's part of a deal when you live outside the norm. That resilience only deepens the fascination, turning them into a paradox people can't look away from. Think of a lone wolf prowling near a pack. The pack watches, wary, respectful, unsure, because this wolf doesn't need them to survive. Sigma males are that wolf, solitary, strong, and a little mysterious. People stare because they can't decide whether to join them or run from them, and that tension is electric. 8. Effortless head-turning. Sigma males don't chase the spotlight. It chases them. They don't strut or preen or angle for attention. They just live their truth. And somehow, that's enough to turn heads wherever they go. This effortless pull isn't about looks or charm, though they often have both. It's about the raw, unfiltered realness they bring to the table. What's behind this natural draw? Authenticity. In a world full of masks and filters, Sigma males are the real deal, no posturing, no pretense. People can sense that genuineness from a mile away, and it's like a magnet pulling them in. They are not trying to stand out. They just do, because being themselves is enough. Picture a ray diamond glinting in a pile of fake stones. It doesn't need to shout about its worth. It shines anyway. Sigma males are that diamond, understated yet impossible to overlook. Their effortless head-turning power comes from living true, and that's a vibe no one can replicate. 9. Contrast of social behavior. Walk into a party, and you'll spot the Sigma male instantly, not because they're the loudest, but because they're the least desperate to impress. While everyone else is working the room, laughing too hard, or fishing for compliments, Sigma males hang back, doing their own thing. That contrast to typical social behavior makes them pop out like a neon sign in a gray crowd. This difference isn't about being antisocial, it's about being social. Sigma males don't need the group's approval to feel good, so they don't bother with the usual games. That refusal to play along turns them into the most interesting person in the room, because who doesn't notice the one guy not trying to be noticed? Imagine a silent figure leaning against the wall at a loud, chaotic bash. Everyone's buzzing around, but your eye keeps drifting back to them. Why aren't they jumping in? That quiet stillness cuts through the noise like a blade. Sigma males thrive in that contrast, and it's why they steal the show without even stepping on stage. 10. Focus of curiosity. Sigma males are walking question marks, and that's why they're the focus of so much curiosity. They don't fit into society's tidy little categories. Too independent for the pack, too grounded for the rebels. People can't figure them out, and that unpredictability keeps the questions coming. What drives them? Why don't they care? What's their deal? This fascination runs deep because Sigma males are layered. Peel back one mystery, and another waits underneath, each hint of their inner world sparking more intrigue. They are not flashy about it. They just live in a way that defies explanation, and that complexity hooks anyone paying attention. Think of an ancient riddle carved into stone. You solve one line, only to find 3 more waiting, each trickier than the last. Sigma males are that riddle, endless, elusive, and impossible to walk away from. Their depth keeps you guessing, and that's why they stay the center of curiosity wherever they go. These 10 reasons, from their enigmatic presence to their unyielding self-reliance, explain why Sigma males captivate attention effortlessly. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to the Sigma male community for more content on Sigma males and beyond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.